Alrighty, folks, we got another little trip to the music mail room today. It's been a little bit since we did one of these. I told you they come in spurts. First up, Circus of Power. This is a band I first learned about from Z-Rock in the late 80s when the sleaze rock thing was going on after Guns N' Roses, Faster Pussycat, LA Guns. After those guys came out, then we got a bunch of bands like this, Circus of Power, Four Horsemen, Junkyard. Actually, I remember going to the record store to buy this debut, which is this one right here, self-titled debut, and seeing that album cover and going, and that doesn't look too heavy metal. I think I'm going to pass on that for right now. Then I never got around to getting it, and I remember hearing about them here and there. This band from New York, and I was like, well, that can't be one I was thinking of. This got to be another band, or maybe I had the name wrong, because this band had a southern thing going on to it. Well, no, it's these guys, and they really do have a southern thing. I mean, they got the sleaze rock, which is a little grittier and bluesier, which some could interpret as being more southern, but these guys really do have a southern thing going on. The singer, he kind of sounds like a little like Jim Morrison meets Ian Asbury, and the Cult had their own little southern thing going on. But then he's also got a little Danzig in his voice, and he also has a little Dan Baird in his voice from the Georgia Satellites. So there's definitely times when he's singing with a southern twang, and they got a little guitar twang going on, which is quite bizarre for a New York band, but hey, it's still pretty good. Like I said, this one right here is called, I think it's just called Circus of Power, but it's got their first 3 albums and EP on it. I only went looking for this one right here, the debut, but the cheapest copy I could find was $16, and then I saw this for $18, and I'm like, well, I got 3 albums and the EP for only $2 more. So it's a cool little package, slipcase, not much going on there. But it's good. I've only listened to the first 2 so far. This self-titled debut, and the second one's called Vices. There's not much drop off on Vices. A little bit. There's probably a few more ballads in there. It's actually got sounds a little more southern rock than even the debut. Another one of the sleaze bands that were around in '88, or around that time. Not this album. This album came much later. I can't remember what year this one came out in. But anyway, Dirty Looks. Heard about them on Z-Rock too. If I didn't mention that with Circus Power, that's where I first heard about them. Now, I did buy the Dirty Looks album at that time, Cool from the Wire, and that's still one of my favorite albums from the 80s. I remember their second album coming out called Turn of the Screw, and that was another one. I didn't really care for the album cover. And bands were selling out left and right back then, so if there was any hint that a band was selling out, I bailed on them. So Dirty Looks, they didn't sell out, but like I said, I passed them over, and then I moved to a musical wasteland for a long time, and I didn't hear about any of these bands. That turns out Dirty Looks was putting out music. I mean, they broke up, got back together, but since the early 80s, they have about 20 albums out. And I didn't even know about, I knew the first 2, which aren't even actually their first 2. They had a couple independent releases before then. And I didn't know about any of the others until a few years ago when I saw they had all these releases, and I heard good things about them, so I started picking them up here and there when I came across them. they've all been good. They're actually all really heavy, much heavier than the Cool from the Wire, which I got. Not as good as Cool from the Wire, but this one's a Slave to the Machine. It's a heavy album. It's rocking. Henrik Ostergaard on guitar and vocals, doing his thing. So, can't go wrong with Dirty Looks. I think I got about 5 albums by them now, 6 maybe. But they're always good. I always pick up any Dirty Looks. Like I said, they got about 20 albums. I have like 6. Another band, I haven't listened to this one yet, but I had a split CD with these guys. This is Vestal Claret. The Cult of Vestal Claret is the name of the album. And the split CD that I had actually had the track Black Priest on it, which is like 18 minutes long. So, and I came across this one. It was pretty good. I mean, for 18 minutes long, it was just good, nice, doomy track. So I thought I'd give these guys another shot. Like I said, but I haven't gotten around to listening to this one yet. The Cult of Vestal Claret. Another one that took me forever to get around to. I was finally prodded into purchasing by good friend Gary H., also known as Mr. Toad. He let me know that this, I believe this is 2006 remaster. Has like extended outros on all the songs. I think it ends up being like about 2 minutes longer total than the original album. But it's David Gilmour, if I didn't say that. His self-titled debut originally came out in 78. I bought About Face in the mid-90s looking for the song There's No Way Out of Here, which is on here. But I thought that it was on About Face. And then, by that time, it was 10 years after About Face came out. I couldn't remember the song title. But it was on this one. There's No Way Out of Here. The whole album's good, though. It's much more guitar-oriented, much more Pink Floyd sounding than About Face, which has a lot of 90s production going on there. And Robin Trower, twice removed from Yesterday. This is a 2-disc set that he released last year. Pretty flimsy. I hate these little single cardboard deals. The CD just slides right into the sleeve there. I actually pre-ordered this thing last year from Amazon. They told me there was a problem with my order. So I said, all right, just whenever you get it, send it to me. Then they told me it had been damaged in shipping. So they sent me a refund. So then I reordered it. Then they told me they were out of stock. So I just blew it off at that point. But now that Bridge of Sighs 50th anniversary came out this year, and reminded me that I should go back and get this one. Excuse me. It's good stuff. Like I said, not too thrilled about the packaging. But it's got some, it's a 2-disc set. Second side has unreleased B-side, and it's got some BBC session work on there. And then, last but not least, Uriah Heep, Into the Wild. Always filling in Uriah Heep holes too, and all their later stuff, which is, I'd say, from Wake the Sleeper on, is all top notch. So I'm definitely trying to get all of that stuff. I think I may have 1 or 2 more I need to get from that era. But yeah, that's it. Those 6 for today. You guys have a good one.